consider the second problem from first topic, that is analysis of indifferent type of truss by using strain energy method. Okay, so this is the given problem. Analyze the following truss by energy method. Here in this problem, every member is having different cross section area. Okay, so this is the number of members. Here they are given the area of all the members. Okay. Next. So this is the given problem. Just a minute. Okay. So in this problem, first of all, we will find SDI of the structure. Okay. So SDI of the structure is, just a minute. Okay. So we'll start with this. First of all, you have to find SDI of the structure. Okay. So while finding out the SDI of the structure, first of all, you have to find just count the number of joint. Next, count the number of members. After that, count the number of unknown reactive component, that is R. Okay. So here I have shown the calculation of the total SDI, external SDI, and internal SDI. Okay. So first of all, we will find the total SDI. Formula for total SDI is M plus R minus 2J. Okay. So first of all, you have counted the number of joints. Here we are treated number of joints as 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you are not consider this as a joint. You are not consider this central point as a joint. Okay, as you are not consider this as joint, that means you are going to consider this AC member as a total single member and DB member as a single whole member. Okay, so that's why here number of joints we are treated 4, number of members are 6, R comes out to be 3. Okay, as there is a provision of hinge support and roller support. For hinge support, there exist two reactive components, perfectly vertical and perfectly horizontal. For roller support, single reactive component perpendicular to the plane. Okay, that's why 2 plus 1 comes out to be 3. That is number of reactive components, that is R, comes out to be 3. So now we have found out the total SDI. Here total SDI comes out to be 1. Now we will find external SDI. External SDI, formula for external SDI is number of unknown minus number of equilibrium equation. So number of unknowns are, that is the R. Okay, R is equal to 3. We are having number of unknowns are 3 minus number of equilibrium equation. So of course we are having 3 equilibrium equations. Summation fx equal to 0, fy equal to 0, and moment equal to 0. Okay, that's why external SDI comes out to be 0. Now at last we'll find internal SDI. Internal SDI will be equals to total SDI minus external SDI. So total SDI is 1, that we are calculated. External SDI is 0. So of course we are getting internal SDI equals to 1. Okay, what it means? The given structure is internally indeterminate by degree 1. This given structure is internally indeterminate by degree 1. Okay, that's why, of course, because of provision of one any extra member can be AC or BD. Okay, by provision of one extra member, AC member or BD member, any member, by provision of this one extra member, that this structure has become an indeterminate type of structure by degree 1. Okay, so now we'll find the support reaction. Find the support reaction. Just take a moment at D. I take a moment at D. Okay, so we are getting this reaction RC. Okay, Just take a moment over D, you'll get reaction RC. We are getting RCX 75. Okay. Next, apply summation Fy equal to 0. Apply summation Fy equal to 0. Apply this summation Fy equal to 0 to this diagram. So we are getting Rdy as minus. We are getting Rdy as minus. What it means? Our assumed direction is wrong. See here. Just consider joint D. At this hinge support, Rdy we are assumed, we are shown here diagram, direction upward. This is the assumed direction. Okay. We don't know the actual direction. First of all, we have to assume the direction. Okay. This was the assumed direction. Now we are getting Rdy as negative. What it means? The assumed direction is wrong. Magnitude is correct. Magnitude is 75 Newton. There is no problem. But assume direction is wrong. So previously we were assumed direction in the upward direction. So final direction will be Rdy going in a downward direction. Rdy going in a downward direction. Okay. So next, after finding out Rdy, Rc and Rdx. Okay. Here this R stands for reaction. D at the joint X, that is along X direction, along Y direction. And here, as there is a roller support, single reactive component reaction RC. The first step is to find the support reaction. This is the first step. Next, we'll go for finding out the P forces. Now we'll go for finding out P forces. Okay. So to find out the P forces, so here we are, from this onwards, we are going to find the P forces. What it means? P forces means just we have to make the structure as determinate type of structure. We have to make the structure as determinate type of structure. Now, to make the structure as determinate structure, we have to go for the external and internal SDI. Okay. Already we have calculated that we have got external SDI equal to 0 and we have got internal SDI equals to 1. It means by removing any extra member, any one extra member, as we are getting SDI 1, that's why we are removing only one member. If we are removing any one member from this given truss, the structure will become determinate truss. Okay, so here we have considered unknown, or you can say the redundant member as member BD. So in this diagram, you can see that we have removed member BD. Okay, by removing member BD, this structure has become determinate type of truss. Okay, so this is called as P forces. So now, just we are going to analyze the given truss. We are going to analyze this truss for P forces. Just remove this BD member. So first step, directly before going for analysis, we can find the zero force member, that is in which member the force of the member is 0. We can find that. Okay, so for that already we have gone through the zero force member rules. Okay, I have given 3 rules for that. Okay, so for this, just consider a joint. So here consider joint B. At joint B, 2 members are meeting. At joint B, 2 members are meeting, and at joint B, there is no any external applied load. There is no any external applied load. That's why both the members are carrying 0 force. Okay, that's why I written over here 0. Okay, so force in the member AB and BC is now 0. So this is the first step. Next, calculate the support reaction. So again, calculate the support reaction. So here, first step, we'll assume the direction. just we'll assume the direction. We'll assume that reaction RDY is going upward. Actually, this is the final. We are looking this arrow in the downward direction. This is the final answer actually. Okay. So first step is the assumption. We don't know the actual answer. Okay. So first of all, we assume that reaction RDY going upward direction. Reaction RC going upward direction. We are going to assume this. Okay. So first step applies summation of moment at D. Take a moment at D. Take a moment at D equal to 0. Apply this equilibrium equation. So 60 into 5. This is going clockwise. Next, that's a plus minus RC into 5. Okay, that is anti-clockwise. That's why minus. So from this you are getting reaction RC as 60 kilonewton positive. We are getting positive answer. What it means? Assumed direction is correct. Okay, as previously assumed direction of RC was vertical, so vertical direction is correct. Okay, now apply summation Fy equal to 0 to this diagram. Apply summation Fy equal to 0 to this diagram. So here RC going upward and RDY we are assumed going upward, assumed direction. That's why plus RDY plus RC equal to 0. So from this we are getting RDY as negative, minus 60 we are getting. Answer is minus. What it means? Assumed direction is wrong. RDY we have previously assumed perfectly vertically in upward direction, but here we are getting minus. So final answer is RDY going in a downward direction. Okay. So next step we just will go for analyzing a given truss. Analyzing a given truss means just we'll consider joint A, D and C and we'll find forces in the members of truss. Already we have find the force in this member AB and BC as 0. Okay, just find the forces in the members of truss. Now we'll consider joint D. Consider free body diagram FBD of joint D. Just consider joint D. I will put like this. Okay. So joint D means drawing FBD, free body diagram of joint D. So how to draw this FBD? Just cut this portion. Whatever members or forces coming to joint D, represent that thing, means we are drawing the free body diagram for joint D. Okay. So at joint D, two forces are acting. Vertical force, vertical downward force, this is the actual direction, 75. And horizontal direction force, reactive force is 60 Newton. And there are two members are acting. Okay, only two members are acting. Remember, in this we are finding P forces, that here we have removed member DB. So don't consider that member. Okay. So next, again, while analyzing a given joint, of course we don't know the force in the members of truss. We don't know the nature of the force also. Okay. So first step, we'll assume direction of the force, that is nature of, just we'll assume nature of the force. Okay. So we'll always, the assumption will be here. Every time I am taking the assumption, that is for assume the forces in the members are tensile. Okay, tension is shown, arrows away from a joint. So this arrow is away from this D joint. Again, this arrow is away from this joint. Okay, so we are assumed that FAD and FCD both are tensile. That's why I've shown arrows like this. Okay, next, You just apply summation fx equal to 0 to this diagram. Okay. So by application summation fx equal to 0, we are getting FCD. Okay. FCD we are getting positive. Positive means assumed direction is correct. Assumed was tensile. Okay. So this is the final answer. FCD 60 kilonewton tensile. Next, apply summation Fy equal to 0. By applying summation Fy equal to 0, we are getting FAD. FAD we are getting 75, and again we are getting positive answer. Positive means assumed direction is correct. Assumed was tensile. So this is the final answer. FAD. Next, consider joint C, that is free body diagram of joint C. Just come to the problem. So this is joint C. Okay. So just cut this portion, that is whatever number of members meeting at joint C and what is the number of forces meeting at joint C, show that. That means we are drawing free body diagram of joint C. So this is free body diagram of joint C. Again, at this joint C, reactive force is there and two members are meeting. Actually, this member is also there, that is FCB, but that is 0. Already we have found out. So that's why I'm not shown that member. Okay. Next, consider joint C. So at joint C, these two members are meeting. At joint C, these two members are meeting. Okay. So assume the nature of the force as tensile. FCA and FCA we are assume tensile. FCA we are assume tensile means arrow away from a joint. Okay. And previously we have find FCD. Previously we have find FCD. FCD, it is of magnitude 60 kilonewton and it is tensile. So show over here. Final answer. CD is tensile. Tensile arrow away from a joint. Again I have shown. So in this total joint C, the unknown is only FCA. So apply summation fx equal to 0. You can apply any equilibrium equation, that is summation fx or fy, because this FCA is inclined. Okay, inclined means of course it will have two member resolved components, vertical direction and as well as horizontal direction. Okay, so to get only single unknown, you can apply any one of the equation, that is summation fx equal to 0 or summation fy equal to 0. So here I applied summation fx equal to 0 to this joint. Okay. So FCA, again going towards left, FCA cos component, horizontal is a cos component. Okay. So FCA cos 51.34 minus FCD. FCD also going towards left side. Forces going towards left side, take it as negative. Okay. So what is the sign convention for summation fx? Forces going towards right, take it as positive. Forces going towards left, take it as negative. Okay. So this is sign convention for summation fx. Right, take it as positive. Left, forces going to take it as a negative. Just we will take only horizontal forces under the summation x. Okay. So here we are getting FAC as negative. We are getting negative answer. What it means? Our assumed direction is wrong. Our assumed nature of the force is wrong. Previously we are assumed as tensile. Here we are shown arrow away from a joint, that is tensile. Okay. So assumed direction was, assumed nature of the force was tensile. So make this answer positive. So this is the final answer, that is opposite of tensile, this is a compression. So FAC is in a compression. This is the final answer. Okay. Next, this three forces over. That means we have analyzed a determined type of truss by removing one extra member. Okay. Now we will go for K forces. So what is to be done while finding out K forces? Just you have to do two steps. First one, remove the external applied load. So in this problem, 60 kilonewton was the external applied load. Okay, just we have to remove that load. Next, we have to apply a unit tensile force in redundant member. Redundant means the unknown member. Here in this example, we have treated member DB as the redundant member, or you can say unknown member. Okay. While considering P forces, we are removed member DB. So that is the redundant member. Okay. So again, in K forces, just provide a unit tensile force, that is apply only one kilonewton force in that unknown member, that is in the member DB. Okay, apply a 1 kilonewton force. So now we are going to analyze this truss. Remember, while analyzing indeterminate type of truss, we have to analyze a truss twice. That is, we have to find P forces and we have to find K forces. Again, we are going to analyze this given truss. Okay, that is, here we are finding the K forces. So first of all, find support reaction. So at this heel support, there is a roller support. Okay, so find, just take a moment at D. Just take a moment at D. We are getting reaction RC. Okay. Next, of course, here reaction RC comes out to be 0, as there is no any vertical. Of course, there is no any external applied force, as well as this 1 kilonewton. Of course, suppose if you resolve this 1 kilonewton in horizontal and vertical direction, if you resolve this 1 kilonewton as vertical and horizontal, again this will be in equilibrium. This 1 kilonewton force vertical component is going downward. This 1 kilonewton force vertical component is going in the upward direction. So it will balance each other. That means the given truss will be in equilibrium. That's why RC comes out to be 0. Again, apply summation Fy equal to 0 to this diagram. Again, Fy also comes out to be 0. Okay. RDY also comes out to be 0. Next, find RDX. Again, that value also comes out to be 0, because this 1 kilonewton and this 1 kilonewton will balance each other. So all the reactive components will be 0. Reactive component at the support will be equal to 0. Now consider free body diagram of joint B. Consider free body diagram of joint B. So here the unknown is only force in the member K. Just instead of here F, I have written K, because we are finding out the K forces. So KBC and KAB. Okay. Again, first of all, assume the nature of force. Always we are going to assume that there is a tensile force. So tension is shown, arrow away from a joint, arrow away from a joint. Same assumption is there for all the problems. Okay, we are going to assume this as a tensile, this is tensile. So arrow away from a joint. So there are two unknowns, KAB, KBC. To get two unknown, we have to apply two equilibrium equation. Remember, we are in a joint method. For joint method, you can apply only two equilibrium equation. Summation Fx equal to 0 and summation Fy equal to 0. So apply summation Fx equal to 0 to this joint. So here we are getting the answer KAB as negative. We are getting answer negative means assumed direction is wrong. So simple. This magnitude is correct, but direction is assumed direction is wrong. So final answer of KAB comes out to be plus 0.62 kilonewton compression. Okay, remember opposite of this negative is plus. I have written over a plus. This was assumed was here tensile. So opposite of tensile is compression. So this is the final answer. That is KAB is compression. Now apply summation Fy equal to 0. Now apply summation Fy equal to 0. So we are getting again KBC as compression. Next, consider joint C. Consider free body diagram of joint C. Okay. So again, consider FBD of joint C. Apply summation Fy equal to 0 and summation Fx equal to 0. Again, same thing we are going to do. That is, we are going to assume the direction. Here unknown is KAC. Again, we are going to assume that tensile. KAC we are going to assume as tensile. Okay. Remember this KBC we know the value of KBC. The KBC was 0.78 kilonewton compression. KBC was 0.78 kilonewton compression. So compression means arrow towards joint. So here you have taken a final answer. Whatever you have got the final answer. Of course, before joint C we have solved joint B and we have got the value of KBC. So take that answer. So this is compression, arrow towards joint. Okay. And this is KAC. We don't know KAC. That's why we are assumed KAC. Assumption is tensile. That is arrow away from a joint. So always my assumption unknowns we are treating as tensile. Okay. So apply to this diagram summation Fy equal to 0. We are getting KAC as 1 kilonewton. We are getting positive means there is a tensile force 1 kilonewton. Okay. Next, apply summation Fx equal to 0 to this diagram. We are getting KCD, that is force in the CD number, as a negative. Negative means the assumed direction is wrong. So again, this is compression. So this is the final answer, KCD. Next, consider free body diagram of joint D. Consider free body diagram of joint D. Okay, apply again in this joint D. Only the unknown is KAD, force in the member AD. Okay, so this of course perfectly vertical. Just apply summation Fy equal to 0 to this diagram. So of course we know the force in the member DC. Previously we have found out that, and that force is 0.62 kilonewton, and we have got the nature, that is compression. So here KDC we have shown arrow towards joint. Arrow towards joint is compression. Okay. So this is already known value, known magnitude. That's why we have taken KDC as direct compression, arrow towards joint. KAD is to be found out. So this we are going to assume as a tensile, arrow going upward. That is, sorry, arrow is acting away from a joint. Okay. So apply summation Fy equal to 0. We are getting KAD. KAD we are getting negative. Negative means assumed direction is wrong. So KAD, write the answer positive. So answer is, final answer is compression. So now last part, that is drawing this table. Write down all the members, names of every member. Write down P forces. Write down K forces. Writing down P forces means just we analyze the truss twice by considering P forces, by considering K forces. Okay. So while writing down these forces, just consider that tension as positive, compression as negative. Remember, up till now we have gone through up to the assumption. So here, while drawing free body diagram, we have assumed things. Okay, but now we know the final answer. We are having the final answer. Okay, so while writing the final answer, assume. So the sign convention is tension as positive and compression as negative. So in this screen you can see here KAD. KAD you are getting negative. Sorry, KAD you are getting compression. KAD. So this is AD member and K force. AD we are getting compression. Compression is negative. Here I have written minus sign. Okay. So likewise I have written these P forces and K forces. Next, I have written the length of the every member. I have written the length of every member. Next, I have written area of cross section of every member. Okay. So time is running out. We are having 40 minutes lecture. So if our lecture discontinues, please join once again. We'll complete this problem in this lecture itself. Okay. If session ends, again rejoin. After rejoining, I'm going to take the attendance. So here, P forces, K forces, length we are written. Next, our area of cross section of every member is different. In this problem itself, they are given. So find PKL. Just take multiplication of PKL divided by area, and find K square L upon A. Find this value. Find the summation also. Find summation of this total column. So we are having this formula, that is X. X is the force, the X coefficient of force. So formula is summation of PKL upon A divided by summation of K square L upon A. Minus into bracket, this is the formula. So just put these values along with the sign. So here is a minus sign. So here minus 819. So this minus will become plus. So here plus 819.08 divided by this 17.02. So here we are getting force coefficient, that is X. Next we are going to find out the forces in all the members of indeterminate type of truss. So to find forces in all the members, this is the formula, that is F. Just instead of S, please consider F. F equals to P plus XK. Consider F, this is F, force in the member. F equals to P plus XK. Okay, so P forces, just consider FAB. FAB, again consider, you have to consider this table. So here, you know, the P force is 0. FAB, we are finding P force is 0. 0 plus XK. X, you know, the value of X into K. Okay. Take along the sign. Here is minus 0.62. Minus 0.62 multiplied by X value, that is plus 48.12. Okay. Likewise, we can get the final magnitude of force in the member FAB. Okay, we are getting minus. Of course, minus means the sign convention is minus means here compression. Plus means there will be a tensile force. Okay, so just use this formula F equals to P plus XK, and likewise find the forces in all the members of truss. Okay, find the forces in all the members of truss. You can write this in the tabular format. Is the final answer. Members, actual force, nature of the force, and we have written the nature also. Okay, so this is the end of this second example.